Because people in the States, they don't even know that right first that we exist or that we have coffee. And we are a lot of good people that we are trying hard to get better in this. And we're trying hard to I don't know, with whatever resources we have to maybe be at the same level. I just want to people know more about also the producing countries, because they only think about producing countries, just the old farmer that is posing for the photo. But I'm just saying that just look a little bit to the south.
What's up, man?
Hey, how much?
So, Abner, we're
nice.
at Cafe Comunion,
Yeah.
and I wanted to know. Well, tell me about the name, Cafe Comunion. Let's start
Communion?
there. Yeah.
We wanted to, not to be related to coffee itself, like cappuccino or something like that, name like that. We wanted like a heavy word with the meaning. And Karla and I were working in Portland, I remember, and we saw a stand with a name. It was called Communion, like with two M's. In Spanish, it's only one M. And we look at ourselves like each other and say, "Oh, that's a nice word." And we looking online in the dictionary what it meant, and it means to place for not a place, but to gather with somebody else and talk, and like also involves community, it's a word with many meanings. So we thought it was perfect for our idea and our concept too.
Yeah. Dude, and if you wanna answer in Spanish, that's
really?
totally cool too. That's totally cool too.
But
Yeah.
But
So
thank you.
yeah. So anytime you wanna,
Yeah.
that's fine. So I was talking to Karla about, because I read, Puerto Rico was one of the 7 largest coffee producing countries in the world at one point.
Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah. So and not only producing coffee, but Puerto Ricans consume coffee.
Yeah, a lot.
And so that I felt like is a lot different from the culture in the U.S. and a lot of like coffee producing cultures. Like a lot of people don't consume the coffee.
Yeah.
So in Puerto Rico, how would you describe the coffee scene, like the traditional Puerto Rican coffee scene, not specialty coffee?
Not specialty coffee?
Yeah, just Puerto Rican coffee.
It's like you said, in here everybody drinks coffee, and some people don't. But to any household you go, to any house that you go to eat or whatever, they offer you coffee, and also they give you coffee since you are a kid. Because this is also a moment. I remember being in my grandma's house at 10 p.m. at night. The family was like a fiesta or gathering. And at 10 p.m. they will offer coffee. And it was a moment also that people get together and keep talking and I don't know, get energy for more talking. And that's what I have in my mind. The coffee was something that will be drank together, with other people. So, and people are also very passionate about Puerto Rican coffee. Even if most of the coffee that we have in Puerto Rico right now is not from here, people still think that it's from Puerto Rico, so we are proud of our coffee. We have had a lot of situations with hurricanes and droughts, and since the 80s, the hurricanes coming and taking everything out, and then the people, farms will recover, and then in 3 years another hurricane will come. So it's like every 2 or 3 years, you
just can't win.
Yeah,
it's just like
something will happen.
So that like affects the supply too.
Yeah,
right?
affects supply. Yeah.
So with the demand being high and the supply being low,
I think probably maybe 10 times higher than what we have. So because everybody, and we have so many cafeterias and coffee shops in this street that sometimes it doesn't supply the whole demand that we have right now. So it's something that we have since we are born around now, like coffee. It's in your house. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the whole like traditional Puerto Rican coffee communion, you stepped out of Puerto Rico for a little bit, went to Portland, and you and Karla worked in Portland.
Yeah.
You've been around the world. You won the Latte art competition here, twice, right?
Twice,
yeah. So you've seen like specialty coffee outside of Puerto Rico. Did you bring some of that back when you started the cafe? What aspects did you bring back?
I used to be a teacher, and when I was a teacher, I knew that I wanted to have something else, I got my own business. So then coffee was an option, and I got a job as a barista. So I was working as a teacher, and also then in the afternoon, I was a barista. And then after 2-3 years, I stopped being a teacher, and I decided to work full-time in coffee. And I knew that I wanted to open a coffee shop. But once I started traveling because of the latte art competition, I said, I want to have something different. And it's not just different for the sake of being different, but because I knew that we could do something, I don't know, much better than we have seen before, you know? And because in here, we have a lot of good coffee places and also good coffees. But we're still, because we, as an island, you don't have many options to drive 3 or 4 hours and then you're in another country. Most of the people, you have to travel, fly.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people that haven't traveled, and we wanted to bring something from our trips to Puerto Rico, but also respecting the community, respecting not just copy pasting whatever we saw outside, but trying to bring our concept and trying to tell people this is what we like, this is what we saw, but we are from here. That's why we wanted to open in Puerto Rico. Maybe we could try to open in New York or Miami. Some people ask us to open in Miami instead of here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because people would not understand. People are more traditional in here in Puerto Rico. They would not understand something like slow pace and more focus on quality. Because in here we still have like a fast food pace, like cafeteria, and people will, coffee right now, like just get me a thermo and I will get back to the office. But people got it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense. I mean, because if you look at where coffee came from, Ethiopia, and the Ethiopian coffee ceremony, it wasn't a fast pace. It was like a gathering of people around something everyone enjoyed, and talking about it was basically communion. And with the traditional way of drinking coffee in Puerto Rico, it's the same thing. I like to look at and call it the original wave. Because everybody got in this like hurry to get everything really quick.
But even if we have a lot of people that comes that just get the coffee and goes back to the office because they are in a hurry. But people like, I feel like they come in their camp, even if they are in a hurry. It feels different than when I used to work in other places. Then the whole concept was built to grab and go, or even if they have tables, it's like something that you were in a hurry, and the whole system was built in like a fast food style. In here we are fast. We have a lot of orders, but we try to those 5 minutes that that person has in here, so they just disconnect and then get a cup and then they recharge to go back to the office or whatever they have to do.
So you guys are, right, so you started Cafe Comunion. It was a concept that wasn't traditional in Puerto Rico.
No.
Completely different. So I would say you're kind of leading the charge with specialty coffee in Puerto Rico.
Right?
And you were telling me you were in the, this is the arts district, right?
Santurce is like something.
So when you started, there was really nothing here,
No. There was Santurce is known for a lot of good food and bars and cafes and restaurants and many small shops. but I don't want to say that we are the creators because, or I don't know how to say it, because I don't want to say,
Oh, come on. You guys are the leaders, man.
We wanted to bring, but like I say, because we were in Portland for a while, so I have a lot of coffee shops that I like in there. Also, I work in barista in Alberta Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of ideas and stuff that I have in here was what I learned in there, because when I went to barista, I was a two-time champion, and I was a little known in Puerto Rico, but they knew that I was competing. But what I like about that is that when I got in there, I wasn't in the machine for maybe a month. I was maybe steaming a couple of drinks because they got me into the lab, and Brett said, okay, no, we have to go in there, and then I learned because we want to show you and teach you how we serve coffee, and I appreciate that a lot because I that's what I wanted to learn, because in here in Puerto Rico we were still scales right now are still a little bit taboo.
Yeah.
In here in Puerto Rico, I said, and there's I'm a legit barista. The coffee talks to me, or I can see how it comes to the cup, and I can see I know how to stop it or whatever. I said, no man, come on, like the whole world's talking about.
That's how I started. You know,
yeah.
In North Carolina, it was like, you know, you watch the coffee.
You watch the coffee.
You watch the
yeah,
coffee.
and you can do it.
You wasted a lot of coffee with the doser,
Yeah.
and then you didn't weigh anything. You didn't weigh in. You didn't weigh out, and then things started to evolve. And still, there are cafes, you know, where you weigh out your coffee.
Yeah, but you want to be consistent.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you want to,
and
also I don't want to be the only one making coffee in here. I want, that's that I want. So we want to be. I trust my coworkers, that all of us are doing our best to bring the best cup of coffee possible every time you order the coffee. So we want to be as consistent as possible. So those kind of things I learned and we are learning, because we continue to learn every day.
So you brought back systems that you learned elsewhere, so you could create that consistent experience from customer to customer.
Yeah.
And that's what specialty coffee is about.
Yeah. It's not just a cool place with a good decoration and just aesthetic. No, I was in there learning how to make proper cup of coffee, and then I say I brought stuff from Portland, the West Coast, or other places. It's our system that we learned and we brought it in here.
And it's evident, because when I walked in, there were people hanging out, they were enjoying themselves. There was like conversations going on. There was communion going on.
There's no complete silence. People are talking. Sometimes it's too loud, and I have to turn.
And that's what I missed last year when everything was shut down. I'm in the cafe. It's quiet. It's just me and the other barista. Occasional customer will come in. And now that we've let people back in, there's conversations, and it's busy. It's stuff going on. And
any person that, or some people that are watching this can think, oh, he's just talking about normal stuff. But I'm talking about Puerto Rico. I'm talking about a whole weird and different country, colony. That we are in a different situation, because. And it's like you have a privilege when you are from Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles, New York, and you just get a barista job, and you are in a legit, very well-known coffee shop working. It's different when you are from these kind of places, especially also if you from a producing country. It's a whole different situation. So when you bring this new stuff to your country, there's going to be a lot of people like, we keep it, pushback. No. And also then the next step is our roasters in Puerto Rico, because the farmer is usually the one that roasts their coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in here.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's been like that for years, for many years.
baristas in the States, if they want that full experience, they could actually come to Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
they could see the farm. They could see roasting.
Yeah,
they could
it's
see
just
cafe.
like, yeah, it's like maybe 2-hour drive to. If you come from New York, for example, it's like 3 hours and a half.
Yeah.
And then you get a car. It's like 2-hour driving. So maybe in 6 hours you're gonna be in a farm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.